I've discussed the four sages and how integral they are to Link's personal and emotional life, as well as his success in defeating the King of Evil and saving Hyrule. But there's a ton of tertiary female characters in Hyrule, and we'll start our tour at y'all here Long Long Ranch, yahoo! Come down here and get to meet Malin and Jesus, that's the tomboy. Oh gosh, I'll never do that again, I'll apologize. Anyway, you first come across Malin in Hyrule Castle Market, where you're trying to sneak into the castle. She's lost her dad, who was delivering milk to the castle. Unfortunately, he fell asleep on the job and hasn't been home for a while. Come on, that's like a FedEx or UPS person falling asleep on someone's porch. But I don't see any trucks or horses or buggies, so I guess he carried those crates with his huge muscles! And why'd the castle leave the milk outside? It's ruined now, ugh. Her father, Talon, is blocking the path. There's just too much man to move, so we have to wake him up. Malin gives you a chicken egg that she's been incubating. How and where do you incubate an egg of that size? Including a prickly nest? Was she sitting on it? She is a strange girl. I think Talon fears her because he runs off screaming when he knows he's screwed up by falling asleep. She also keeps calling you Fairy Boy. All the time. Which, really helps my self-esteem, being called Fairy Boy. But what's cool about her is, in certain parts of the game, she does this little dance and sings this sweet song. It's kinda cute. And this song is Epona's song, and if Malin teaches you it, Epona the horse will be your friend. Link seems to really like her too. 7 years later, Lon Lon Ranch has fallen on hard, wicked times. Ingo, who was just a curmudgeon stable hand that complained about everything, has kicked Talon out and has taken over the ranch in Ganondorf's favor. Look at that outfit, that's so pompous. Who wears that? It's so ugly. If you play your cards right, you can use Ingo's greed to your advantage. Win a couple of races against him, he'll bet on the horse, beat him again, he realizes he lost Ganondorf's horse to you, he snaps, and suddenly becomes a nice, normal man. As a thank you, Malin calls you Fairy Boy, again, even though you're an adult, and invites you to another timed race. Win this one, and you don't get an empty bottle or a heart piece, you don't win her heart, or you don't get a kiss. No, you get a cow, delivered to your house. What kind of gift is that? Come on, a cow? I'm not a farmer. That's more money for me to spend. Who's gonna take care of it since I'm never home? It'll just have cow pies everywhere! How'd you get it up into the treehouse? Everyone in this game is so strong! She may be the most attractive of the lot in this game, but if being submissive, put down, and being called Fairy Boy sounds enticing to you, then you're on God, boy! Me, I'm riding Epona and getting the hell out of there. Something's not right in the head with Malin. Now, Epona is the real prize winner. You can travel across Hyrule much faster on her than you could on foot. You can ride her all day and ride her all night without any interruptions. And unlike most women, Epona doesn't talk back, or threaten to marry you, or call you stupid names, making this an ultimate companionship. She's not at all like Navi, who never shuts the hell up! This is your fairy companion sent to you by the Deku Tree, and at first she has a bit of a personality, saying to a rock humper, bonking her head on the fence, bonk, and then berating Link for not waking up. Come on, he's a kid, he needs sleep. But that's all a facade, she really has no personality. Navi is more of a tool than a character, providing Link with information on how to play the game. She helps lock onto enemies so you can stay focused on them, and she even provides information on how to defeat them. But she spouts her mouth off way too much, making her infamous for being one of the most annoying video game characters of all time. She keeps interrupting gameplay. Like here, I wanted to save the Kokiri first, then the Zoras, then the Gerudo, but she keeps reminding me every 5 seconds about Death Mountain. Ooh, yeah, I know it looks strange. It's the first thing you see as an adult that's obviously different. Speaking of obvious, that should be Navi's nickname, Captain Obvious. Yes, Navi, I'm going to step into the lava for a nice bath. Yes, Navi, the hallway is certainly twisted. Thank you. Sometimes she bugs out or something. Here I step on a switch that makes a platform rise, and she's supposed to say that we can now use the platform as an elevator, but it doesn't happen. I come back much later to pick up some items. I use the platform for the first time as an elevator, I rise to the second floor, and then, finally, Navi mentions we can use the platform as an elevator. Well, I can't argue with that. She is annoying, but memorably annoying. When I was younger, I always thought she was naked. I mean, everything else is naked, so why can't she? You know, the black bars and censorship and all that, well, I thought the bright light was to hide her nakedness. And thinking about that always made me happy. There are actually other fairies that you can find. They help heal you when you're low on health, and you keep them in a bottle for later. How humane. There's also a big-ass fairy called the Great Fairy that you can find in several locations across Hyrule, and she not only heals you, but provides you with magic spells like Din's Fire that surrounds you with a wall of fire, Farar's Wind that lets you teleport, and Naru's Love that surrounds you in a diamond shield for a brief time. She's helpful, but she was the fuel for so many fiery nightmares that left a permanent burn on me as a youth. First of all, those laughs. Dear crimes! And how she gives you spells? Look at that! Look at that! Could that be any more of an innuendo? Yuck. And how the heck does that butt of hers fit through that tiny hole that she calls an entrance? I mean, Noboru couldn't fit through a hole big enough for a rhinoceros, and the Great Fairy manages to squeeze through that with ease? And she just looks so creepy. I think it's been scientifically proven that fairies are supposed to be gorgeous and sexual arousing creatures. But maybe I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm impotent. But then I look at Twinrova. Ah! And I apologize to the beautiful Great Fairy because these witches are so ugly. I can't tell if they're Gerudo or not. Their faces are way too messed up to tell. But they're Ganondorf's surrogate mothers and guard the Spirit Temple. A temple that houses a giant statue where you can hookshot the nipply part of her boobies. The game designers must have been laughing at that one. Anyway, they enslave Nabooru as a zombie for 7 years, and to save her and awaken her as a Sage of Spirit, Link must fight and defeat Twinrova. Individually speaking, the red one is Kume, who is Master of Fire, and the blue one is Kotake, the Master of Ice. To beat them, you have to reflect one spell at the other with your Mirror Shield. It's a shame seeing the reflections in the Mirror Shield doesn't kill them. Do it enough times and they transform into a very tall lady, and now she looks much— she winked at me! Yuck. This time you've got to ensnare 3 of the same spell, fire or ice, into your shield, which will shoot a beam at her, and then you slice her up with your sword. And boom, they done. You're provided with a hilarious cutscene where they slowly realize that they're dead, and then they bicker at each other for lying about their ages. It's a nice humorous touch in such a serious game. There's also a ton of female characters that don't really pertain to the main quest. Some are necessary for side quests, or some you can just talk to if you're bored and want to see what they have to say. And most of them don't really have anything interesting to say, and a lot of them you have the option to never even talk to, or to never even encounter them. There's this one woman who you can talk to as an adult that is the start of a trading sequence that is long and takes you everywhere across Hyrule. She gives you a chicken to wake Talon up. Bring it back to her afterwards, she gives you a blue chicken, which is her brother's. Find him in the forest, he gives you a mushroom. Take it to the lady at the potion shop, she'll make medicine for him and insult the guy from the forest. Take the medicine back to the forest, He's gone, but you find a saw, take the saw to this screaming behemoth, and if you read the dialogue carefully, it's implied that these two are the parents and these are the daughter and son. How she came from these hobgoblins, I have no idea, but that's crazy genetics. But none of these people would be around if it were not for the three goddesses: Din, who crafted the red earth, Naru, who provided the sky and breathing conditions, and Faror, the bearer of all life. The point where they left the earth to return to the heavens is the Triforce, and anyone who claims the Triforce will have their wishes come true. Wow, there's nothing more legendary than that. Well, except for the title of the game itself, The Legend of Zelda. Who is Zelda? Looks like I have one more woman to get to. The moon is full, the blood's flowing through my veins, I'm seeing red! It's that time of the month.